Hello everyone, Scott here again. Welcome back to the Guilty Pleasure Cinema. Welcome back to Hyperbole, where I review new movies as I see them and try to not cannibalize future GPC episodes. That's what this one's kind of like, because I just saw RoboCop, the 2014 remake. That's a loose term, because much like I've said with the new Die Hard movie, and the idea of... the new Die Hard is in Live Free, not Good Day. But much like that, and with my thoughts on Running Man, movie versus book, and Total Recall, original versus remake. There's more than one way to tell a story. And if you go out in the 1980s to make a anti-pro, both R-rated satirical action movie about America and a cyborg policeman, you can do that. That's going to be one kind of movie. If you go out to try to make a 2000 teens PG-13 sci-fi media-aware action-y movie about a cyborg policeman, you can do that too. RoboCop and RoboCop are two different movies. Calling it a remake is crazy. They took the original idea of a cyborg policeman named Alex Murphy with a partner named Lewis, and there's some Ed 209s and OCP. And they really just changed a lot up from there. The idea of the man in the machine, which is dominant, which isn't, stuff like that. They did a lot of experimentation with that, and it's really cool. The classic theme is back, and there's a couple lines in there. But overall, this was really, really good. Surprising in some ways, because you're always going to hold it up to the original, but it really doesn't work to compare them. The best way I can kind of sum that up is comparing something like The Hunt for Red October to Die Hard. Completely different movies. Both action movies, but they're so different. And that's what this is. The original 80s RoboCop is such a vastly different movie from this one. Both can easily live on their own. It's the best kind of remake. Because if they were simply just telling it again, you'd be comparing it to the original, which still holds up now. Go watch the review. And that's really all I have to say there. Box office-wise, looks like there will be a GPC for this, so we're 2 for 2 with it and I Frankenstein. But I definitely recommend this one. If you're at all curious, check it out. If you like the original, you better, check it out. If you don't like the original, check it out. Because honestly, it's so vastly different, and yet has the same tones and intonations that it has. Like, it's still RoboCop at the core, and at the heart. It's what you recognize. And yet, does it in such a different way. Goes back to what I was saying with the Die Hard movies, especially when I was talking with The Morbidly Made. You can go and make a PG-13 Die Hard movie if that's what you set out to do. You can do that with RoboCop as well, and that's what they've done here, and they actually achieved it really, really well. If you took this movie and added the R-rated violence of the original, it wouldn't work. If you took the original and cut it down to PG-13 standards, it wouldn't work. But if you have the R-rated violence in the original, and you have the PG-13 style action in the remake, they both serve their master in a way, in that it works within that element, that universe, that film. This is a PG-13 RoboCop from the ground up, and simply saying the violence of the original made it work is such a disservice to the original that you are insulting it without even realizing it. There's so much more to it than the violence. That's just part of the tools to make that story work. This one does have a dilapidated Detroit. It does have things going the way really that the first one was talking about, but not to the same extent. It's much more human and personal and explores things. It really is kind of like a what if. What if this? What if that? So, bottom line, check this one out. Sadly, it doesn't look like it's going to be in theaters all that long. I will be GPCing it. Not quite sure when, considering I just did the original. I don't know if I want to do the remake quite so soon, but I might. We'll see how that goes. But, yeah, definitely check out the new RoboCop. It's surprisingly good. It holds up on what it wants to do, and is a lot of fun. It's not dead serious like you might think. It knows what it is. It knows it's RoboCop. It has a lot of fun with it. So next time, don't worry. I'll zoom the camera out a bit more or hold it a bit differently. But hey, it's Hyperbole. It's all here now. Stream of consciousness. Check it out. GuiltyPleasureCinema.com. Check out the RoboCop review. Check out the Trailer Fist RoboCop Trailer Punch. And also, of course, come back in 2 weeks' time at the end of February for the 2nd anniversary, Terminator 3.